Life on Mars. There are planets of all sizes in our solar system. The word solar represents the sun, which is the star that provides all the planets with heat energy to support life. On Earth, we are just in the right place to support life. It is neither too hot nor too cold. It's perfect, said the science teacher as he scribbled on the blackboard. Cheekio Chimp let out a yawn and turned towards Ellezina Elephant. I wish there was life in this classroom. I keep falling asleep, chuckled Cheekio. Ellezina replied quietly, Don't be so rude. Listen and you might learn something. Cheekio reached into his school bag and placed his empty sweet wrappers onto his desk behind the science book, which he had propped up. He carefully scrunched the wrappers into small balls and placed them on his desk in the line of fire to the bin, which was sitting adjacent to the teacher's desk. What are you doing? Whispered Himakoo Hippo, who was watching from his desk behind Cheekio. You're going to get caught and get into big trouble, said Zebgaan Zebra uncomfortably. Don't worry, I'm just tidying up, chuckled Cheekio. Cheekio took aim and flicked the rolled-up wrappers towards the bin. The first one missed. Almost, said Cheekio with excitement in his voice. He flicked another. It too missed by a few inches. That was close, smirked Cheekio. After several attempts and many near misses, the bin was surrounded by empty rolled-up sweet wrappers. There was one more left. If I miss this one, I am going to have to reload, which means I need to eat a sweet from my bag, said Cheekio, grinning as he aimed. The teacher carried on writing. The school animals kept listening. Cheekio took aim. Cheekio pulled back his trigger finger, closed one eye, took his final aim, and then fired. The wrapper flew into the air like a cannonball and approached its target. The bin was waiting with its mouth wide open, waiting to be fed. As if in slow motion, the small ball hit the rim of the bin, bounced up for the whole class to see, and then fell and disappeared from sight into the jaws of the goal. Direct hit! Shouted Cheekio as he jumped up with his arms raised in jubilation. At that moment, the teacher swung round and threw his chalk onto the floor. Have you been eating in class again? Said the teacher angrily. Cheekio nodded his head. No, sir. Bring me your sweets. I am going to confiscate them as I always do. When are you ever going to learn? Said the teacher sternly. The teacher placed the sweets into his desk, with all the other confiscated sweets from earlier encounters. Cheekio sat back down and gazed out of the classroom window. So, there are a lot of planets out there. There must be life on other planets, surely, thought Cheekio as he scratched his chin. Cheekio looked and studied the chart on the wall, displaying all the planets, and then looked out into the sunshine. The planets must be so far away I can't see one, he exclaimed. If there were others living on the planets, I wonder what they would look like, wondered Cheekio, as he gazed further out of the classroom window into the mysterious sky and beyond. I wish I was an astronaut. I would visit all the planets and make new discoveries, meet new aliens, and then tell the world my story. Cheekio imagined himself as an astronaut, his white spacesuit, boots and goldfish bowl helmet. He looked and felt superior. It will soon be time for launch, thought Cheekio, as he nervously made his way to the rocket. He was followed by his astronaut colleagues, Ellezina, Himakoo, and Zebgaan. They climbed the steep staircase. One by one they climbed into the rocket. They carefully sat in their seats. Cheekio and Ellezina sat at the front, with Himakoo and Zebgaan directly behind. They put on their seatbelts and waited for the countdown. There was a sudden sound of thunder, and the rocket began to shudder as the fuel ignited for liftoff. This is it, teen! Get ready for the journey of your life, said Cheekio, as he gave the thumbs up to the other 3 members of his team. The countdown began. 10, 9, 8, 7. Oh no! I forgot to take my library book back, yelled Cheekio. Well, you will need to do it when we get back, screamed Ellezina as she hid her eyes in fear. 3, 2, 1, lift off! The rocket began to move with a roar and was suddenly launched into deep space. The rocket made its way through the darkness of space and headed towards the sun on its journey to Venus. Do we really want to go to Venus? Asked Cheekio. It's really hot there, as it's closer to the sun. It's hot enough on Earth, especially in the jungle if there's no shade, replied Ellezina as she looked out of the rocket window. Let's go to Mars. It's a little cooler there. I need to get out of this suit. It's a little too tight, wriggled Himakoo in his seat. That's a good idea. Mars is the perfect place to visit. It's my favourite colour. Red. We should call it the Red Planet, said a proud Zebgaan. Cheekio grabbed the controls and made a right turn to face the opposite direction and set his navigation controls to reach Mars. Mars, here we come, shouted Cheekio in excitement. The rocket made its way towards Mars and after a lengthy journey slowly began to descend as it approached the planet. Slowly and gently, the spaceship landed onto the rocky surface of the misty planet. The monitor shows that the air is safe to breathe. Therefore, you may take off your spacesuits and disembark and explore with caution, said Cheekio as he led the way. One by one, the astronauts climbed out of the rocket and explored the ground for life. It's very foggy here. I didn't expect this, said Ellezina as she scratched her head. If there is fog, it means there is water present. If there is air, it means that this planet may support life, said Himakoo as he kicked a rock. I don't know if you lot have noticed, but this planet does not appear to be red in colour. And if you look up, there is a big ring circling us, exclaimed Zebgaan as he looked up into the sky. Cheekio, they all shouted. We are on Saturn. Just as they all calmed down, a huge roar was heard, coming from a cave a few meters away. How dare you invade my land? Roared the beast. I am Lizarov Lion, and I am king of this land. Lizarov was huge. He had a large face with ferocious, sharp teeth and a dark green mane on a large green body with brown eyes. The 4 animals looked at each other and then quickly ran as fast as they could to escape from the alien. Lizarov gave chase and blew fire from his mouth as he did. Oh no! This alien is chasing us, and he has a secret weapon. He can breathe fire, shouted Cheekio. It's the worst case of bad breath I've ever seen, he added, chuckling as he ran. Keep running, everyone, and head towards the rocket, screamed Ellezina as she sprinted as fast as she could. Oh, wait for me, said a panting Himakoo. Zebgaan, who was the fastest of the 4 astronauts and had many medals to show for it, reached the spaceship first and climbed aboard. He was followed by Cheekio, Ellezina, and finally Himakoo, who just missed being caught by Lizarov as he looked over his shoulder. Fire up the engines, shouted Himakoo as he closed the rocket door. Cheekio pressed the start button of the rocket, but nothing happened. He tried again, but still nothing happened. Hurry up, screamed Ellezina. The beast is about to set fire to the rocket. The rocket won't ignite. The fuel is flowing, but the spark system has failed. We're doomed, panicked Cheekio. Cheekio gave the button one last push, and as he did, Lizarov blew fire from his mouth onto the rocket. Boom! The rocket burst into life, and as it did, the thrust of the engines pushed Lizarov into a pool, which soaked him completely as watched by Ellezina and the others. I bet that cooled him down, laughed Cheekio. Bang! Have you heard a word I have said in this lesson? Asked the teacher in a furious tone as he punched the top of his table. We have a school inspector coming today, and if this is the way you behave, I will be disciplined for your behaviour, said the angry teacher. Cheekio, what is the nearest planet to the sun? Mercury, replied Cheekio in an instant. Okay, what is the name of the planet in between Earth and Mercury? Asked the teacher curiously. Cheekio thought hard and scratched his chin. Venice, I think. The whole class laughed. I mean Venus, laughed Cheekio. The whole class stopped laughing and stared at the door. In walked the school inspector, who was holding a notebook in her hand and sat down at the back of the classroom. Final question. What is the name of the planet with the ring that circles it? That's easy, said Cheekio confidently. It's Saturn. Excellent. You were paying attention, remarked the teacher. Ellezina, Himakoo and Zebgaan looked at Cheekio in amazement. There is a big green lion that lives there and breathes fire, responded Cheekio. Report to the headmaster immediately, ordered the teacher as he shook his head. Cheekio left the room. The school inspector that was sitting at the back of the classroom stood up and made her way to the teacher's table. That student was answering every question correctly. Give them a chance and join in with the jokes to make them feel at ease, said the inspector as she wrote on her notebook. And by the way, if you're going to eat sweets in class, please have the decency to place your litter into the bin, said the inspector angrily, as she pointed to the bin, which was surrounded by balls of sweet wrappers. The whole class erupted into laughter.